This is a cooperative game where players are campers in the Australian outback, and you're going to be dealing with different dangers such as the wildlife, the environment, as well as the landscape. But the most deadly of all are the drop bears. And if you're not familiar with drop bears, these are basically koala bears, but rather than being vegetarian and sleeping for 23 hours of the day, these ones are 100% carnivore, and they will find you and they will eat you. And players don't start with any weapons, so you're going to have to try and work together the best you can, use your wits, and try to survive until dawn. At the start of the game, each player draws a random camper card, and then that's going to dictate which camper you're playing as at the start of the game. Each camper is going to have a tracker to track their health, their heart rate, and their unique ability. But the interesting thing here is that if you die, you're not actually eliminated from the game. Instead, you get to pick one of the available camper cards, and you continue the game as that camper. But if too many campers die, then you will collectively lose the game. And with this really cool theme and these beautiful miniatures and components, it's no surprise that this one is our Discord pick of the week. The game uses a board to track your progress towards dawn, and the game essentially alternates between the survivor's turn and then the drop bear's turn. On a player's turn, they're essentially trying to do two things. The first is to survive because, like I said, if too many campers die, you lose the game. But then you're also trying to earn survival points because to win the game, you also need to have collected a certain amount of those by the final round. But the really interesting thing here that I think sounds like a lot of fun is that these survival points can also be used as a resource in order to activate your camper's special ability or in order to reroll dice if a drop bear is attacking you. And on the player's turn, they're going to be collectively choosing their actions, and there's a few that you can choose from. The first is the Explore and Run action, where you will be revealing a new map tile and adding it to the board, and possibly using it to try and escape a drop bear. And there's all sorts of tiles that can come up, but you're probably hoping that it will be an Endeavor tile, because that will allow you to perform the second action, which is the Search and Endeavor action. And this will allow you to search for different gear cards and craft items to help you survive and defend yourself against the bears. And if you think you're safe, the final action you can perform is to rest and heal, and this will allow you to recover some of your wounds. But you'd probably expect that moving through the Australian outback with little sleep while being chased by bloodthirsty bears is a little bit frightening. And if your character ends up in too many situations that raise their heart rate, then they're going to start acting erratically and start to do things out of your control that could potentially get them killed. But after all players have had their actions, it moves on to the drop bear's turn, and another drop bear may be spawned on the map depending on which round it is. But then each bear moves one by one according to their movement rules, and if they end up on the same tile as a camper, then they're going to attack that camper. And in the first half of the game, the bears are primarily going to attack using dice rolling, and you're going to roll a number of dice associated with that bear to see how many hits that they actually get on your camper. But the bears get a lot more aggressive in the second half of the game, aggressively stalking your campers, and they also gain access to their asymmetric abilities. This means that players will really want to use that first half of the game to prepare and stock up for what the late game has in store for them. And if the players are able to accomplish their goals and survive the night, then they win the game. And if you're interested in this one or any other campaign that I'm talking about in this video today, I have links to all these campaigns in the description below.